Hey everybody, this is Price, and I'm joined once again by Rick, and we are talking to you about Civ V Basics. So when we last left off, we've completed the Great Library, we've founded another city, we've started exploring some more, we've met some more city-states, and we're focusing on getting our infrastructure up so we have more happiness, and we're finally about to build a caravan so we can start doing some trade. So I think the first thing I want to do, because we're hoping that this will kind of be winding down for the last episode of this Basics video series, I'm going to build a scout so I can explore a little bit more. And so I'm going to actually just straight up buy a scout in our new city of Krakow. So if I go to that purchase menu, you can see that even my advisors are telling me, hey, you guys need a scout. And he only costs 100 gold. We've got plenty of gold, so let's go ahead and do that. And on our next turn, we'll be able to start using him.
Oh, yeah. Spending that money.
Spending that money. Money is fantastic. So let's choose our next research. What do we want to focus on? Well, I think, ironworking is not terrible. That gets us towards metal casting. That's great. We do now have a coastal city, so going towards optics would not be a bad idea, and I think we might want to do that because we do have fish within range of that city, or will shortly. So I think we'll go for sailing and optics. What do you think, Rick?
I think that it's about time that we research sailing.
Yeah, okay, so we'll go for sailing, and then probably straight into optics, because it's only going to take a total of 3 turns because we have so much science, and we're already seeing the benefit of us rushing towards the Great Library, the National College, getting all that stuff online very quickly. We are going to be pumping out science like nobody's business. Okay, unit needs orders. Okay, so we're going to send this worker down to Krakow, because at the end of our last turn, we saw something very interesting happen. We got a request, or really a demand, still attacking those barbarians, those jerks, from Warsaw. And so when I click on Warsaw, you can see that they're demanding salt. So what this is, well, Rick, do you want to tell us about We Love the King Day?
We Love the King Day. Basically, people want certain luxuries, and when they say Krakow wants salt, then once you give them salt, We Love the King Day.
Basically, you get a big boost in your food, and I think you even get a boost in production. It's just kind of a little...
It's almost like a golden
A mini
era.
golden age. Yeah, it's like a mini golden age. And we haven't even talked about golden ages yet. We'll probably bring one online here once we get our next social policy. But really, when it comes down to it, getting We Love the King Day can give you a nice little boost in your cities. And so when people demand those resources, it behooves you to try and find them either through trade or through city-states, or we lucked out and we actually formed a city right next to the resource that our people wanted. So we're going to try and get that online as soon as possible. And it's also another luxury resource, which will give us some happiness. Okay. So, what are we seeing now? We've discovered sailing. Krakow has grown, which is great. Warsaw, we need to choose some production here. Well, we have some options. We could get a circus to get more happiness. We now have tons of different kinds of military units that we can build because of all of the research that we've been doing. We could get an archer, or we could start building another world wonder. And I think, we talked about focusing on wonders early on. I think we're going to go with that. What do you think, Rick? Do you think that's a good idea?
I love rushing world wonders.
Let's go for the Oracle, because we like social policies. Let's rush towards that and see if we can't get it. I mean, we got marble. That gives us a huge advantage anyways. Let's go for it. Okay, what unit needs orders? This guy's still fighting some barbarians. Let's see if he can kill
I'm going to take this moment to talk about rushing world wonders.
Okay.
We are playing at a prince level right now, which is the normal level for a game. And right now it is fairly easy to beat other civilizations to these wonders. It's once you start playing on king level, immortal level, deity level, you're going to want to give up hopes on rushing wonders, because it's not going to be nearly as easy to compete with those other civilizations for these wonders. So cherish the opportunity that you have playing at a prince level or lower. rushing with these to these wonders, but you will not have this opportunity for long.
Yeah, it basically, the harder the difficulties get, the fewer wonders you are going to get, because you're just going to be out-teched, out-produced, everything by your enemies. We're in a pretty solid state here, and that's giving us a nice ability to get these wonders. And even as you saw, we still weren't going to be able to get Stonehenge and the Great Library because someone else went for the Stonehenge. So you can already see that we were in high competition with our enemies for that.
What will end up happening is you'll spend, say you have 20 turns to build the Great Library, you will expend 18 turns doing it, wasting 18 turns, which could have gone towards building other things, and then you'll get an icon that pops up on the right side of your screen saying that Siam built the Great Library, and you only had 2 more turns to go, and then your jaw drops, and then you get a gold bonus, but you lost 18 turns. It's miserable. So know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Yeah, basically, you don't lose everything. You do get a somewhat of a refund for all that production you put into it in the form of gold, but it's definitely not everything that you would have wanted. So, on a different note, we've just completed our first caravan, so now we can do some trading. And so when I click on this Establish Trade Route button, you can see we have a couple of options pop up. We've met Byblos, we've met Kathmandu, we can trade with both of those city-states, and we can see we can get a nice little gold per turn bonus there, which could help us out. You know, that could give us some money, and for as long as the trade route is going, we can get that bonus. The way that the gold is calculated for this is a little tricky, but it's basically based on the different kinds of resources you have. Basically, having a resource diversity gives you more gold from a trade route. If you're next to a river, which we are, you get a bonus to your gold route. There's a whole lot of things that go into it. But the other thing that we can do, since we have a granary, is we could start pumping food into Krakow, and we could get Krakow growing even faster than it already is. And that might not be a terrible idea. However, if we build a granary in Krakow, which is already doing okay on food, we could even pump food back into the capital. So that's something else to consider. I think what we'll do for now is we're going to work towards just making Krakow grow extremely quickly. That's going to put a little bit of a strain on our happiness, but we're about to get another luxury resource. We're going to be able to deal with that for at least the short term. Think that's a good idea, Rick?
Yep, do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to get +4 food per turn. Oh, and it's important to note that that doesn't take food away from the capital. It only gives you a net bonus. Mm-hmm. So there's no downside to sending food along a trade route, sending production along a trade route once you have a workshop. It's just a bonus. The only thing you're giving up is the gold bonus that you would get from trading with, say, a city-state or another civ.
That's right. No downside.
So now we've made our decisions. Let's hit next turn and continue along our way. So we're going to continue to scout here. Oh, we found some ruins. Ooh, and a warrior. That's scary. We'll try and get that scout around that warrior, but he might be in trouble. We'll go and hook up this salt, because we know that's what our people want. And I could kill this barbarian encampment. Our spearman's going to be in some trouble, but I think it'll be worth it. And we should be able to get some healing going before anyone comes back.
And that scout down there, we haven't talked about how tough scouts are, but if you want to know, not very tough. Scouts have a decent defense, but they have no offense. So your scout will be able to take a beating every now and then, but don't try to attack with them because you will lose them. Yeah,
if we click on the scout, you see his strength is only 5. And so 5 versus a brute's normal 8 strength, a scout's not going to win those fights generally. You usually want to use scouts just for exploring, and scouts get this nice bonus to their movement where they ignore terrain costs. So through forests, through hills, they don't have the negative impact that other units get. So that's a nice bonus that they get there. And so what we see, what happened there when we cleared that barbarian encampment, Kathmandu is now our ally. All right. So you see that this little meter up here has now increased above the 60 threshold. And so what this means is we now have access to pearls. So that's going to be giving us more happiness. And they're going to, since they're a religious city-state, we're now going to be getting faith per turn from them. So now you can see we are actually producing faith by being allied with Kathmandu. All right, let's go to our next turn. All right, we've discovered optics. Aha! And finally, Faith has come into the picture because we can now pick a pantheon extremely late in the game.
Oh yeah, what are you going to pick?
Well, let's see what our options are. I'm actually pretty sure I already know what we want. So you can see there's a lot of great things here. You can get bonuses from copper or iron or salt. You can get bonuses from faith. I think there's one that actually gives you a bonus food from camps, which would not be a terrible idea for us because we have the truffles here. We're going to get some more deer online and whatnot.
And there are more truffles right outside of Krakow as well.
So I'm almost thinking we might just want to do that, huh? The other thing we could do...
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
The other thing we could do is we could get plus 15% production of ancient and classical wonders and really lock down getting the oracle. But you know what? We're trying to teach you guys kind of a more well-rounded approach to the game, and generally, like we said, getting those wonders, especially when you get to higher difficulties, you don't want to bank on it. And even when you get these bonuses, that still doesn't guarantee that you're going to get them. So I think we're going to go for bonus food from camps because we talked about how we were having some food issues here in Warsaw. This is going to lock us down, give us a nice little boost to that food. So let's do that. Goddess of the Hunt is our pantheon. All right, so now you can see that those truffles are now producing an additional food, and once I start working these other tiles, those ones will give us some more food as well. Let's choose some new research. Maybe we should move towards getting iron working. That might be a good idea. Iron will be revealed on the map once we get bronze working, and then we'll eventually be able to start building swordsmen and some other nicer things. And let's grab that ruin with the scout and continue to move to the south.
Some other nicer things.
All right, let's get the salt online. Let's bring our spearman back home because he's in trouble. And it looks like that warrior is making a beeline for Krakow. So we might want to look into buying a defensive unit. Let's get an archer there.
That warrior ain't going to do nothing to Krakow. Are you kidding me?
Hey, we're being safe here. We're being safe. Okay. All right, let's go for our next turn. All right, we're no longer allied with Kathmandu because we didn't have a huge bonus there. It was just over the 60. So what are we seeing here? We found some citrus. Oh, we found some more ruins. Okay. Let's get this archer defending. As you can see there, I clicked a little button there that was to fortify him there. And so that just means that he's going to boost up his defense. So if anyone tries to attack him in that space, they're going to have a negative to their attack, or he's going to get a bonus to his defense.
That's what I usually do with my units that I'm not going to be using for a while. But you'll want to remember that you have your archer fortified within your city if somebody tries to attack, so that you get that attacking turn from your archer. It's really easy to forget to use those archers.
For sure. All right, we're getting our spearmen back into our friendly territory. We're going to set him to heal, and your units all heal faster in friendly territory, so it's best to get them to friendly territory if you're wanting to heal them back up from a big fight. And let's keep our turns going. All right, what are we finding over here? We found some ruins, which are great. Which direction should we send that scout now? Because it looks like we can kind of go a little bit more south, or we can kind of go a little bit more north. What do you think, Rick?
I think that you should go a little bit more north.
Okay, let's move a little bit up here. Oh, and look what we found. We see there's iron now on the field. So iron is obviously necessary to build swordsmen, which we're going to be getting here shortly once we can do ironworking. Did we get any iron in any of our territory? Yes, we did. So once we get a worker over here to work the iron, then it's going to be the same thing as the horses. That's going to add into our little pool up here of the number of iron that we can use. So that'll determine how many swordsmen we can actually get. Okay, for right now, we don't want our worker to get killed, so we're going to keep him back. We're going to put him over here next to this spearman, and he's just going to build a farm. And then we are going to start pelting the brute here. And what you can see is that archers have a ranged attack much like the city, so they don't actually have to be right next to somebody to attack them. They actually have a range of 2, which is really, really nice. Oh yeah! Take that, brutes. Alright. Let's go for our next turn. Oh dear. Our scout's in trouble.
Oh, run. Run!
Which way should he run, Rick?
Oh, damn. South.
South?
Southeast.
Oh, can we take the spot? We might be able to. Well, let's go this way. That'll just get him a little bit safer. All right, let's pelt those brutes. And then finish them off with the archers. Perfect. That guy's gone. All right. Next turn. Please don't kill the archer or the scout. Oh dear. Oh, this is bad. Should I just run him along, or do you think he's gonna die?
Oh, I think you should run him. I think you should run him back.
Okay.
Yeah, and then let him heal.
Oh.
Go around.
All right. We are going to. Oh, our tech tree is now open again. Let's go for currency. Currency is always a good thing to get. It allows you to build mints, which improve gold and silver, which we don't have any of, but if we did, they would produce a lot more gold. And also lets you build markets, and markets are going to just give you more gold in a city. So gold is obviously really, really useful. It's very versatile. We want more gold. So yeah, let's get currency.
We always want more gold.
Always. And being as we are focused on science, we're going to start building a library in Krakow, finally.
Mm-hmm.
Our archer needs orders. We're going to put him on alert, and we're going to go to the next turn. What's happening now? Ah, there is an enemy archer outside of Warsaw. So we actually are going to want to send some units back to protect Warsaw. Okay. So let's heal that scout there. And we're going to try and get this spearman back. It's going to take him a while to get back to home base, but he should be able to protect Warsaw for the most part. And let's go and hook up this cattle, because that'll give us a nice bonus to that tile.
Here's something about units attacking cities. So in Archer, though the Archer can really wear down Warsaw's defenses, an Archer cannot take a city. So just remember that. If you've ever got another Civ waging war on you, and they have a siege unit, whether it be an Archer, whether it be a catapult, these things can wear down your city's defenses, but they can never take a city.
Yeah, there has to be some kind of melee unit to be able to take over the city. All right, so let's pelt that archer. As you can see, he's actually pillaged our tile. And so that's basically taken the boost that we were getting from the bonus on that tile, the farm, and had gotten rid of it. It doesn't take as long to repair as it normally would to build that tile, but it's certainly going to set us back a little bit. So it's good to try and prevent this from happening. But we didn't. We got a little bold, and we didn't have units protecting our city. So yeah, once we get rid of this archer, we're gonna have to get our worker back here, or maybe even build another worker to start repairing the tiles that he is inevitably going to destroy.
And the annoying thing about these barbarians is they're like cockroaches. They will pop up out of nowhere. You will destroy one barbarian encampment, and then you would think that your territory is good, and another one will pop up. It's bananas.
Yeah, it can be quite frustrating. All right, so let's continue to pelt him there. And I think, yeah, our spearmen should be able to take him out. So he only took out the one tile. That's not too bad.
Spearmen are fantastic against archers. They wipe them out.
Yeah, and spearmen also get a bonus against mounted units, I believe.
Yes.
Yes, and so they can also be good against those early horsemen that might be coming at you. All right, let's go to our next turn. We are one turn away from the Oracle. Hopefully no one takes that away from us. We have some more research to do, so let's just set a big queue in motion to get metal casting. So we have a couple of turns to get through to get all the way up to metal casting, which will put us in that medieval era. Okay, and what unit needs orders? All right, our spearman needs to heal up. Let's get the next turn rolling. Oh no! Did they just take our trade route? They did. Ah, that's unfortunate. So what we saw there was, just by happenstance, just by terrible, terrible luck, our trader, which we have no control over the way that they move, other than picking the route that they go across, moved into the same tile that the barbarian was on. And so our barbarian plundered that trade route, and so that trade route is no longer running. We're going to have to reproduce it. That's something that you never want to have to do. Unfortunate.